that the local and the fact that they care. You've got a lot of other franchises, and you ask, where's those franchises' head office? They are not in Taupo. Where's Penny Homes' head office? Here in Taupo. Where have they got their mark? Where do they understand it? Where have they opened up those subdivisions? Where have they got the land? How are they growing? What are they making it right for you? Why do so many people choose Penny Homes? All those questions are answered. So when you're looking at everything, folks, it's a bit like when you're looking to buy a motor vehicle, you see a new brand along, and you all of a sudden go, well, is that really what we want? No, let's go with the tried and trusted, don't we? Always the way. It's Penny Homes. Bring it on to you, Brad.
Oh, this is something special here. Our women's championship locked on points. Roma Edwards and Amy Robertson. Look at that, 1 and 2 in the race already. So a great start from Roma Edwards on the modal best build Honda. She leads Amy Roberts under the Penny Homes overbridge. Taylor Rampton, good start as well. She's there in third place. She's been third all 6 previous races in this championship, so that streak set to continue here as our front three already streaking off. We've got Mel Patterson, a good start for Mel. She's there in 4th place. And a great field of our 10 ladies out there to fly. They were absolutely brilliant yesterday. So Roma, Amy, who is it going to be? We had it all on at Rotorua at round number 1. It was 2 wins for Roma, 1 win for Amy. We come here yesterday and Amy answered back. 2 wins for her, 1 win for Roma. Locked on points with 2 races to go. And right now, this is going to be 15 minutes of absolute fury. And Taylor Rampton coming along for the ride as well. So looking like she has got the right pace on as well. So the front 3 class acts at the moment. Great to see our ladies, a real feature of New Zealand senior motocross. And the first time in history we've had a multi-round series for our senior women's championship, and they are now part of the big show here, our Fox, Aon and Pirelli New Zealand Motocross Championship. So what an absolute treat we're in for here. Roma Edwards already whipping it in style over Yamalu's centre point, and the game on the line. Someone is going to win this women's championship. Someone's going to miss out. It's going to be all about who's got it all going on today. Taylor Rampton well comfortable in 3rd place in this championship. 6 consecutive trips to the podium on the Action Moto Kawasaki. And then in behind, Mel Patterson, Brown and Rogers, they had some great battles here yesterday, so nothing to suggest we won't see more of that today. Has Neil, absolutely fabulous. Our women's championship, a pretty special time in the sport, a multi-round series, and the first time as part of the big show.
Oh wow, yesterday, what a day, what a day. It was like in that last one of the day, we actually sort of wanted Roma to win. Why? Because we get this situation, we get a points tie. The Roma had won the first 2 rounds. She was looking super dominant, of course, to take the title out of Rotorua. Then Amy blocked her pass and got the glory, and then Amy went on to win the next 2 races yesterday. So that meant that all of a sudden, from being Love 2, she was 3 and 2 and had the upper hand until Roma fought back. So and of course to each of their wins, the other one has been in second, so they're perfectly tied on points, 141 apiece. So we're coming down to a nail biter. The points for Taylor Rampton are very neat, of course, at 120, because she's just been scoring 20 all the way through. So that's 6 results, 3 Rotorua, 3 Taupo yesterday. That gives her the magic of 120. Then we go to Mel Patterson on the 96, Etta Vella Burns. What an outstanding young lady, 15 points behind behind Mel, and great to see. Then we look at Livia along with Brooke. Unfortunately, Brianna Rogers not with us at the first round. Unsure as to why, but if it was out for a break or out for an injury, she's obviously bounced back very well, because her riding yesterday was sensational with 18 for the 4th place score in the racing. We have Talia Drew, unfortunately for Talia, our Australian lady, not with us for the double-header feature final, as we have Holly and Meg, Summer, Brianna, Briley, Tequila and Nikita as our remaining ladies in the lineup. So here we are with a excellent senior women's class. Not the volume, not the quantity of our women riders, but I tell you what, we have got the quality locked and loaded here. What a sensational one. And as Brad rightfully points out, folks, this is the first time the senior women have had actually a championship series. For me, the years gone by, the women have just been having 3 races at the annual Vets and Women's Motocross, or they've come here and had what we call a Women's Cup, which has been pretty prestigious in itself, but it's actually aligning the women to our main track. When we think of where the FIM have moved to as well. 10 years ago, the women, they weren't going to the same rounds as MXGP that we have our MX1 and MX2 classes to do. So they've moved along, and so too have we here in New Zealand, and it's great to see that we can actually recognise a woman where they should be. I tell you what though, Brad, look at this for Roma. She's woken up with the Weet Bix and said, I'm out of here, and absolutely smoking out here at the moment. And I tell you what, Amy's got some work to do as we look out for them. Yesterday in that last race, how many chops and changes of placing did we have? Must have been at least 6, I reckon. It was fantastic. So Brad's super excited for women's motocross.
Oh, this is fabulous performance, Roma Edwards. We're still got a massive 7 minutes to go, but this is a telling blow in the championship, you'd have to think. With Amy coming through, that's 5.7 seconds, that buffer between first and second. I think you'd have to go back the whole 6 races we've had before, and I don't think it's been a lead anyone's had so far. So, but Roma and Amy, this has been brilliant. And at 2:21.8, that was the fastest lap of the race then from Roma. And yeah, like you say, she has turned up to play here today. So the modal best build Honda pilot in command of this one by over 5 seconds. There's Taylor there in third place. We've got that fight in behind with Mel and Brianna then neck and neck as they go over Max's tyres. There's nothing in that little fight there. We had some great battles here yesterday with those two. And Brianna taking 3 consecutive 4th placings there. So that's fabulous to see our current New Zealand junior 125-250 women's champion coming mixing it already straight into the top 4. So fabulous Brianna Rogers there on the Rogers MX. We saw younger bro Levi. And in the YZ65 Cup, so there, a fabulous day on the cards for Team Rogers MX as we then look to Alaboon's head of Olivia Singer. So Olivia is up in the 7th place. Holly Russell's there in 8th. She had a couple of 6th places here yesterday, so Holly a little bit of work to do, but she's charging through. And then we've got Brianna Roberts and Brooke Daly at 9th and 10th place. 10 very, very quality ladies out there, and we're halfway through this 12-minute moto. So 6 minutes gone, 6 minutes to go, and catch me if you can, says Roma Edwards. When the championship's on the line, she has come to play, and what a statement here.
Well, I tell you what, Brad, that's been one of the points that we make about the woman. Yeah, under our previous regime of having that event tied up with the vets, it was more like a participation event. We might have had 15 or up to 20 women, but now that we come to a championship, there's many of those that are in their own mind saying, hey, that they're not ready to go at a championship competition level. So although it might be 10, they are 10 very good riders. And I'll tell you what, the women that are back in 10th place deserve to take a whole lot of credit for the way they've been riding. And great to have the likes of Talia and others join us from Australia to increase the MNZ excellence of racing us. What Mike said in the interview before of how working now more with Motorcycling Australia to get better pathways for our riders and their links to travel between our venues and events. And one thing about it has been licensing, and we certainly do want to see more of that now with our sport in general. So bring it on with some more great motocross as we are keen to see these ladies in action. Roma goes through, Amy to follow at the moment, not nowhere near the closeness of what we witnessed here yesterday. Brad, what is this? What are we seeing? Is that a challenge? Is it a problem? Is that more a positive of Roma or a negative of Amy, because they are wide apart? That's the widest they've been throughout the weekend in fact Rotorua for that matter, by far.
Yeah, potentially maybe the Mark II version of Digger McEwen Motocross Park. We saw the battles yesterday, and Roma's definitely had her strengths on the racetrack, and Amy had her strengths, and now potentially we might have just put this track for no reason in particular in the favour of Roma Edwards. She's absolutely dialed in and loving it. So the 2:21.8, that's still the fastest lap of the race, and if you look at Amy's fastest, she's a full 3 seconds slower on her fastest lap. So a real statement here from Roma Edwards on the modal best build Honda, as we've got Amy there in 2nd place, Taylor still in 3rd, a decent buffer back to Brianna, who's now up into 4th place, ahead of Mel Patterson on the Patterson O'Connor Motorcycles KTM machine. So that's your top 5 through. We've got great battles in behind, as well as we've got Alaboon's Olivia Singer and Holly Russell. Holly piling on the pressure, trying to get herself back in that top 7 where she was here yesterday. And then Brianna Roberts and Brooke Daly still 9th and 10th respectively. So this is a real psychological advantage for that young lady out in front. The 79, our current British women's champion. She's the current New Zealand Women's Cup champion from the last season we had that event. And she would absolutely love to put this inaugural multi-round New Zealand Senior Women's Championship on the mantelpiece. It's all going well for Roma Edwards with 3 minutes to go. I'm pleased, Brad, you brought up about that British Women's Championship, because there was a question was asked straight away after we'd seen Roma take the glory to say, is this actually the British Championship, or is it a sort of a second-tier event, or is it from an outside organisation that sometimes we know is not as part of the ACU of Great Britain, as they're called? But no, it certainly was the
total British Championship, and to think of the domination that she showed in that round, and to think that we can be on a par with that in the world was certainly super exciting. Yeah, we know that the big league girls might be in the World Championship event, but I tell you what, there's not many out of the UK at that event anyway. So bring it on with women in motocross, and we want to see more of that. So there we go, the Roma Edwards show, the Amy Roberts show, and the margin between them is unbelievable. Can't see where this has come from today. Is it getting out the right side of the bed? Is it the wheat mix? Whatever the reason, it's making a real difference at the moment as we see Roma take control of the moto. And remembering, of course, if we were to see the result go the other way in the next race, it will be a tie between them, a points tie, and then we use the countback system. The countback system with 8 races will mean who's had the most wins, 4 each, so they're tied. Who's had the most seconds, 4 each, it's a tie. They haven't been third place or worse, so they don't know what they're like. That doesn't come into the equation. So then the only way to decide the championship is to go down to the result of the last race, which will be the next one today, and it's whoever wins that one that will claim the glory. That's under that scenario of Amy winning with Roma winning this one. A lot of work to unwind and dissolve before we get to that point, but I cannot believe the statement. If you were to say to me that there would be one of them this far in front, I would say the other one's got a problem. And is there a problem out there for Amy? We're unsure, but wow, what a statement by Roma Edwards today. She's owned it. Who's hungrier? Who wants it more than anybody? At the moment, it's a Roma Edwards show. Our British champion and almost our New Zealand champion. Bring it on.
Oh, this is something special, all right, and just look at her flying over the centre point jump now. So this is a real statement, a real clinic put on here. Roma Edwards, Amy Roberts still there in a very comfortable second place. So that's what the equation Neil was just talking about. She probably knows now, with Roma getting that good start and making the break early, maybe Amy's just settled into a pace. She knows that there's a bridge too far to climb in this one, and she knows it's going to be winner take all in Moto number 2. If they finish like this, it's going to be the ultimate countback, and that's going to be spectacular. So well done to our senior ladies. Still Taylor there in third. That will be a 7-race streak of podium appearances for the likeable lady from the Action Moto Kawasaki team. And then we go to Brianna Rogers, who has really impressed me on that smaller powered 125cc 2-stroke, so she gives away quite a few horsepowers to the rest of the competitors, but fabulous to see her in a junior women's champion already in the top 4 of our senior competitors. That is something special for the future there.
Well, talking today as well, Brad, to Mac McLeod, somebody who we know very well and a massive input into our sport, and Mac, a all-round good guy, board member extraordinaire and candidate to be president of Motorcycle New Zealand in the upcoming election as well. But wanted to do a shout out for lovely wife Angela, and congratulations for putting up with Mac for 28 years. It's a bonus point in itself. But more importantly for Ange, part of our women's commission in the sport, to actually have a separate commission for our women in sport. And thank you to our team that have been posting it on Facebook. Already some good results out of yesterday. And what about those Westlake girls as well from the secondary schools motor at Paddy Tonga on Thursday as well? Congratulations to them. That is superb to see what they were able to achieve. So you know, the sport of motocross, yeah, you generally might have, you know, out of schools a very strong male team, but they have an all girls school and have a strong team as well. And of course, when the scores were added up, we're not making a comparison to just the girls and talking about Westlake. We're talking about all the schools across the board, and scoring some great points was Westlake. So well done to them. That's a superb result. And for Angie to work to feature on that, and also to get some photos today of how these women are going, because it's something, of course, New Zealand, we were proud of it. You know, the politics first country in the world to give women the vote, and of course we've had so many accolades for our women. 3 women prime ministers, and I think it's now no other country. I think we've overtaken the other one that had 2. So, you know, just something that we're so proud of, that women have a right to be as they are in this country, and it's something we're super proud of. So bring it on with our sport of moto, and to think, of course, the recent road racing champs and Avalon Biddle and her successes, just another little string to the bow of women in our sport. Bring it on with our Women's Motocross Championship, wide open still, Brad. It might be a big muffer at this stage with that 22 seconds, but hey, with a couple of laps to go, as we know what happened yesterday, we've only got to look at Hamish and Maximus, for example. Anything can happen in our final laps.
Absolutely, the time has expired as well, so it will be a white flag for Roma when she comes around and grabs it. So Roma Edwards negotiating the lap traffic with style, and now only about a quarter of a lap away from that white flag in a pivotal part of the championship. We talked about just how this championship's gone to and fro. Who would have thought Roma turned up to win the opening 2 races of the series, and then it was Amy who'd won 3 races in a row consecutively in the championship, and only for Roma to answer back late yesterday. And now this one here will be the points advantage. 1 lap away now. White flag comes out for Roma Edwards on the modal best build Honda, and this has been an absolute statement to make in what's been an electrifying women's championship. Is Amy there in second place, so still very, very comfortable in second. Got a decent buffer back to Taylor, but this is going to be more than just losing the points lead. It's going to be a psychological damage as well, because Roma has cleared out and gone, and well over 20 seconds up the road. So that's the white flag now for Amy Roberts on the Altherm Window Systems Blackwood Yamaha. And a bit of work to do, a bit of soul searching to do. We've got one more race for these wonderful ladies later on this afternoon.
Right, Brad, and I think you brought up a very good point there. And it's not so much about who's the fastest. So I think from a speed-wise point of view, from a racing point of view, you could throw a towel and cover the two of them. They are close to an equal. Who's turned up today? Who's the most positive? Who's put mind over matter? Who's said they want to be? Who's the hungrier to claim the glory? And certainly Roma having an outstanding day today. Here's your superwoman in third place, Taylor Rampton, former New Zealand junior women's champion, senior women's champion, and out to make a comeback. We've missed Taylor for a few years. Shout out to fiance and all that team back in Taranaki, and particularly Daryl Hurley for putting her on a bike. She works for Hills. It is a progressive action moto bike shop in the South Taranaki capital, and lovely to have Taylor back and racing a bike with us as well. Delightful young lady. She's been doing it for many years and is still a super successful woman. No, not all of the time and commitment and resource available as she's had in the past. So for the ride that she's doing, effectively a comeback rider, she's been off the bike for a long time to come out on that 250 is it. In fact, her own personal bike is a Yamaha YZ125, but she's got the Action Moto 250, and when Hills encouraged her to get back on a bike, man, she's turned every bike into a winning. And here she is for the very credible third place. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. There we are, up to 7 third places at the moment for the delightful Taylor Rampton.
Right, here it is, only half a lap now separating Roma Edwards in the lead in this women's championship. It's going to be pretty spectacular if she can get that modal best build Honda around the final couple of corners here. There'll be jubilation and absolute scenes, and this is a real statement to come out here firing today. Even to respond here yesterday afternoon after Amy had won 3 races on the trot. This is going to feel pretty good, and the ascendancy now with Roma Edwards as she takes the checkered flag and the points lead into the final race later on today. That's going to feel mighty good. And can't wait to catch up with these ladies on the podium as Amy Roberts over the dam jump, only a couple of corners away. And what that will mean in second place there is it'll only be a 3-point lead to Roma, and with the matched results, it's winner take all for the final race. It's exactly what we wanted to see as race fans. So Amy Roberts on the Altherm Window Systems Blackwood Yamaha, that's going to be 22 points, and keeps herself in the fight for this women's championship. As Taylor, she's got a couple of corners to go as well, and she'll carry on that streak of 7 consecutive trips to the podium in a 9-round series. So 3 NZ all but locked away there for Taylor. So fabulous to see all that unfolding nicely for the likeable young lady from the Naki on the Action Moto Kawasaki. As we're going to cross down to Neil in just a moment's time and get a lay of the land in this enticing and exciting Senior Women's Championship. First time we've had a multi-round series for our senior ladies, and it's going to be a winner-take-all in a 9-race series. It's going to come down to the final race of the series. It's going to be brilliant. So that is the podium is now in the books. Roma Edwards, Amy Roberts and Taylor Rampton. That is your podium with Brianna Rogers, Mel Patterson 4th and 5th place. Alan Burns, Olivia Singer and Brianna Roberts there on the way to 8th. Brooke Daly is going to come home in 9th ahead of Holly Russell. So let's cross down to Neil, who will wrap up our Senior Women's Race 1 podium.
Well, it's in comparison to the lap that we do that by the time the third place comes in, here's poor Taylor, and she's got to run a marathon just to get back here to do this one. So here she is. Let's have her again in third place, Taylor Rampton. Well done, Taylor. Smile on your face. Nice to see. What's Taupo like today?
It's actually really good considering how much, that work they had to do to get it up to scratch. So yeah, well done to the club.
Yeah, it is a great effort indeed. How are you feeling this morning?
Not as sore as I thought I would be, but yeah, it's definitely a struggle out there.
Right, indeed. Hey, the comeback that you've made for motocross, you're feeling positive about the effort that you're putting in and the results you're getting?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I definitely could do more work, but yeah, we'll get to that stage.
Get to that stage, well done, deserved for you. All right, and to our runner-up, let's hear it for Amy Roberts today. So well done to Amy as she gets into the podium position. First of all, Amy, that's looking tough out there.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Roma took off in that one. I couldn't really keep up, so I thought it's best to stay safe. And yeah, it's going to be all on in the last one, I think.
All right, can you get a good start?
Hope so.
What have you got to do to prep yourself for that final? Winner takes all, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'll just have to go and, I don't know, watch something.
Something. Well done, well done. Congratulations. All right, but who was our winner? Let's hear it, Roma Edwards. And a great run. Look at that smile. Yeah, that's saying it. You owned that, Roma. Well done.
Yeah, I just felt really good. I felt like I gelled with the track and yeah, managed to get the whole shot and just take the lead, yeah.
Isn't it so cool? And this is where they're all the reward, isn't it paying off now? All that training, it's worth the commitment.
Yeah, it's definitely paying off, but it's not easy. Amy's putting up a good fight, and this last race is going to be a good one to watch.
Right, indeed. Hey, last year that British Championship, which was absolute gold for you. Any hint on the horizon what you might be able to do this year?
I'm unsure at this moment, but hopefully we stay tuned. I'll see.
Right, well done, well done. Let's hop her up on the podium and give her the rewards you do. There they are, the three best women in New Zealand by far. They proved it again, moto after moto. Well done today. Taylor Rampton along with Amy Robertson, your number one for Roma Edwards. Incredible. And indeed the woman in motorcycling swooper flag coming up there as well. Nice one as we enjoy it with Fox and Aon and also Pirelli and of course Motorcycling New Zealand. So here we are as we see our next class warming up on the track. The sun's starting to come out. We have had a shower of rain forecasted today. We'll be keen to see whether we can keep that blowing away. Much milder this morning, enjoying these beautiful track conditions. You heard what the riders said. The conditions are better. There was more moisture in the ground. It just had to be ripped up as it was by the crew here late yesterday. You had 4 machine operators literally hop on the track after the last race and get this track ready. We had quite a few little tweaks and corners and changes made overnight. So other than really the start, the finish, the energy centre point and a few other parts that just helped to join it together, there's major changes. About 40% of the track the same as yesterday, 60% different. So awesome to see that the club's been able to effectively make it another round after what yesterday's racing was. So 2 events in 2 days here in beautiful Taupo, the home of the Taupo Motorcycle Club. Digger McEwen Motocross Park, we're rocking and it's all on here. Great coverage courtesy of Ctas Live, your live timing courtesy of MXT. You'll catch it on Speed Hive, you'll catch it on Ctas. So check it out. Great results and great racing as we look forward. This is the finale. 4 events culminated in this big one as we celebrate our sport. We started in beautiful Balclutha in the South Island back 6 weeks ago. We jumped a month and came to Rotorua. We were forced out of Hawke's Bay by the cyclone. We picked it up by holding a postponed round yesterday, and here we are to race today as well for Taupo, the scheduled final. We've been coming here to finals for many years and long may it continue. Got a host of clubs that have applied to run this championship next year. I hope we can see in our wisdom to give something back to Hawke's Bay and their chance to rebuild after the flood devastated their round to have been hosted this year. But hey, you got clubs queuing up. You got Pukikoa, you got Tauranga at the mighty Tech Park. You've got, of course, Taranaki to add into there as well. So the flavour of our sport is looking very positive as we bring you this finale for the 2023 New Zealand Senior Motocross Nationals. Still to come, we've got to decide in MX1, we've got to decide in MX2, we've got to decide in MX3. They're all part of the excitement laid on for you right here. Digger McEwen, the home of Taupo Club, happening all here today with Penny Homes, homes to be admired, your premier franchise builders here in beautiful Taupo and surrounding regions. Penny Homes has sold more than any other franchise homes holder in the Taupo region for the last 30 years. You can trust them to the end of the